Alright, good morning everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Mukluk Streams. I'm your charming self-proclaimed yet still humble host Mukluk. We are back in Final Fantasy 16. Last time we beat the final boss, we saw the ending of the game. This is basically rewound to right before the final boss fight to give you a chance to do all of the side missions and finish the other side stories that you haven't finished, which is my goal for today. Let's see. Shugo says, oh, Muck, forgot to check Discord DM. No, Shugo, I first of all, thank you. Shugo sent me a Steam gift card and a DM, but the DM had a bunch of videos. And last night, you know, I ended the stream at like, 12:30 in the morning, and I was like, okay, I don't have it in me to like watch these videos of these games he wants me to buy, so I'm gonna do this later. So I haven't watched them yet. I know you sent me videos of some games you want me to buy with that gift card, and then you said use the rest of the money for Warhammer stuff. I haven't gotten to that yet, because I was like, okay, I need the energy to sit down and watch these videos, and I haven't had it yet since 12:30 this morning. Can you bread chocobos in this game? Bread them like while cooking them? Yes. If you mean breed them, no. You just like find your chocobo and that's it. Okay. So, let's see. It looked like I was out of potions. I better buy potions first. I'm not sure if it still counts as having used up my consumables from the final boss fight for this save file.
Clive. Go on, then.
Let's rock.
Let's see. The final hunts. Yeah, well, right now the hunt board is empty, but we're doing okay.
Better I'll be here.
Okay, so let's take a look. Where is a quest we haven't done? There's one there at Martha's Rest. Any of these towns with like a green marker next to them, that's our goals. Then we'll need to be looking at another game for our morning streams together, chat.
We've got a few rooms going.
Let's see, hold on a sec.
Spare name. Or it should be
There's one
somewhere
like
nearby.
right over here. It's just I'm not seeing a marker.
Assuming she's still here. Just because the heavens have gone to wreck and ruin, it doesn't mean we have to. Now, let's get this.
I'm in the quest area. Let's look over here.
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
Oh,
It's been a pleasure, Dorys. Just like old times.
I'll give your offer some thought, my lady.
How goes the investigation?
Sid, what brings you to Martha's Rest?
You. I heard you were out here on your own, tracking our slaver. I trust you're being careful.
Of course. And it had to be me. The bearers from the Dragon's Eyrie confirmed a long-held suspicion of mine that the slaver we've been tracking is an old acquaintance.
uh-oh. Emotions.
She's no fool. If we'd come in force, she would have spotted us straight away, and then vanished without a trace.
That was her just now, wasn't it? So, was it a fruitful reunion?
I'd say so. She tried to recruit me. Seems her time in Rosaria is coming to an end. She's abducted bearers from across the region and is looking to smuggle them back into Sambrek. After her brush with those beastmen on the road to Northreach, she hired herself an Imperial escort, which she wants me to join. She's dangerous, Sid, but I think I can stop her.
Then I'm going with you. I'll take care of the escort. You can see the bearers to safety. Where are they?
The Balmung Archers, soon to break camp. You go on ahead. I'll follow once I've sent word back to the hideaway.
Okay. Let's see. I would recommend The Amazing Story of Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is a game I've never played, but I have definitely heard about it many times over the years. I don't know how it would hold up to my audience's scrutiny, but I know it's been around a good long time. Okay. I think that is... Okay, so we got a quest here. Let's go check this one out. Kalteran, it is Game Wreck with no S on the end. And the wreck has a C, not a Q. Retrieve oil. It's time to oil up.
It's oil. After what happened,
Do I need another one here?
it's a miracle there was any left at all.
I think your audience probably has good memories of it. Well, maybe. Maybe.
This should be enough.
Okay. Alright, so now I want to go east, which is that way. Chrono Trigger is on the game rec sheet. Yeah, should go probably put it there. Shoot, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to go from down here, because that bridge goes over the top. Alright, so I need to go down here and then follow the right wall.
Ready, go? Yeah! All right.
The bridge does actually come where you were. Oh, it does? Oh, dang. The oh dang it was because it forcibly dismounted me there. The game just labels this area as you have to get off your mount. Local Florida man checking in, it's wet. It's raining sideways!
Let's go.
Ahoy Mike, I actually caught a morning stream today. What's up, Synchro? Welcome. Let's see. Looks like I can go either way here.
Good. They haven't broken camp yet. How did Dorys come to know a slaver, I wonder?
I bet we're gonna save these people.
We've waited long enough.
And they're gonna see Dorys.
She's not coming.
And then they're gonna be like horrified because
Ready
they're
the
gonna be like,
bearers.
"Oh, it's
We're leaving.
the worst slaver ever."
Back to civilization, is it, Mom?
With all haste, lest any of you lackwits start talking like these feckless bumpkins. I presume your men are ready. We've suffered too many delays as it is. Any more, and I'll be docking your pay.
Yes, Mom.
Oh, but before you go, it appears we have company. Kill him.
You're welcome to try.
Oh, Joshua's here now. I wasn't expecting that. Dude, if I said kill him and sent 10 dudes after one dude and he pulled out every element in the book suddenly, oh, I'd be a little nervous.
So much for your escort.
You'll forgive me for not avenging my men. I'm not the swordswoman I used to be. I surrender. Do with me as you wish, Sid the Outlaw.
Okay, kill her.
Sid.
Ah, Dorys. I take it you're not here to rescue me from our brooding renegade? You know, I always wondered where you'd vanished to. But casting your lot with this criminal of all people.
Better fighting for a cause than killing for coin. I'm sorry, Sid. I should have told you sooner. This woman, my former master, once trained bearer children to be weapons in service of the highest bidder.
So Doris
She
was
raised
a
me
weapon.
like a daughter, and I did terrible things to earn her favor.
It wasn't all terrible, surely. We had our fun, too. You were always so eager to learn, and had such clever hands. All my other children took either to the blade or to the books. Always either or.
Muck, are you extra pale today, or is it my monitor? I don't think I'm whiter than usual. I am a pasty guy in general.
But you proved yourself a master of both. That's why I kept you for my own. How about it, my little dagger? Care to swear that blade to me again?
I never swore my blade to you, nor will I ever. I fight for a higher cause, to liberate the bearers of this world. Farewell, Master. Thank you for making me the weapon I am.
You always were a righteous child. Perhaps that's the reason I loved you so.
Wait, I'm sorry. What? We are not letting her walk away.
What do you want to do with her?
I am not the killer she wanted me to be. Not anymore.
I am.
And she no longer has friends in high places. The Dame does, though. Her connections at the Imperial Court will see that justice is done.
If
All
you're
right,
sure.
if you're certain.
Yeah.
I am.
Catching the criminal
Thank
and
you
letting them walk away
for
feels weird,
everything.
though.
Now, I better let these bearers know that they're safe.
Then I should head back to the hideaway and put Cole's mind at ease.
Must be the HDR setting on my monitor. Turned it out to try it on yesterday. Muck returns to his skeleton form for Spooky Month.
Welcome back, Sid. Dorys's message just arrived. I hear you saved more bearers from being smuggled across the border.
With any luck, they'll be joining us in the hideaway shortly. Oh, and your letter. You don't need to worry about Dorys anymore.
I'd been hoping as much. She mentioned one or two things in her report. So the slaver we'd been chasing all these months was her former master. Wish I'd known. She's been arrested, by the way, over in Sandbreak.
Good.
Went quietly, or so we're told. And she won't be getting off lightly. The Empire may have no love for bearers, but it's none too fond of black market traders either. Can't have been easy for Dorys.
I'm sure it wasn't. But don't worry. She'll be all right.
I hope so. Suppose you should know, eh? You had quite the past yourself before you came here, or so I understand. Anyway, thanks again, Sid. The Cursebreakers would be lost without Dorys. And you, of course.
Keep up the good work, Cole.
Self-determination complete. Good morning, Bob Soju. Okay, that one's done. I see another quest over there. What is that one? Oh, it's Doris.
Sid, do you have a moment?
By all means.
It's my old master. Seems there's no escaping her. She found some way to send me a letter. And something else. Records from a Waluda prison. Seems they were keeping a lot of bearers there.
How did she come by such a thing?
Finding bearers always was her strong point. And it seems the cells of Balmung Dark are full of them. Foreign captives, the masterless. Bearers no one would miss. And even better for her, bearers with no one to look after them. When ether started lapping at the walls, the jailers fled.
Leaving the bearers to be liberated by whoever happened to come along next.
Sid, I'd like to believe that I've earned your trust by now. And while I'm well aware that you've forbidden Cursebreakers from traveling to Waloed, I can't let those bearers die in their cells. I'd rather risk shipwreck on the Shadow Coast than leave them to starve.
He's gonna say, nah man, I can do it. Plus Ether Flood, I'm immune to
We'll be
that.
the Enterprise if we're going to navigate the Narrow.
Does that mean...
I'm making an exception, but we travel together. And we stay no longer than we have to. Ash is an inhospitable place at the best of times. We save as many as we can, and we leave.
Thank you, Sid. There was a name in the prison register. A name from my past. Chadwick. Another of my former master's protégés. A gifted soldier, and the closest thing I had to family. The thought of him held captive in that place.
He must be very important to you.
He was. Is.
Then we find him.
The entrance to the prison lies in the shadow of Ravenwit Walls, just beyond the portcullis. We should head there as quickly as we can. I only pray there are still bearers alive to save.
As do I, Dorys.
Okay. Dear God, is this still the final of the Final Fantasy? It's the final episode of the Final Fantasy finale. Finally. Alright, this one. Dalimil Inquest. See what this one is. Yeah, for those who missed it, we did the final boss fight last time. And what I'm doing right now is focusing on the side stories that we didn't finish. And seeing what all we can find.
Here to help me pack? Thanks, but I'll be traveling light. I'm almost finished already, in fact.
You're really going to go through with this, then?
I am.
Last time they discovered he was a
Before I
bearer,
go,
so he's running.
There is one small issue I'd like your assistance with. Well, two, in fact.
If it's within my power to help you, I will.
It's the children. I refuse to let them share in my disgrace. And if I leave them here, they surely will. Our friendship would see them ostracized forever. But I can't take them with me either. I can think of only one place where they are certain to be safe, and provided for, and loved. The hideaway.
Of course. The children would be more than welcome.
Thank you, Clive. I will not forget this.
Lubor, are you still here?
What is it, Ferda? You look pale.
There's been a flood in the Velcroy, a damn big one. The League of Outlaws encampment was completely submerged in ether.
What?
Every last one of the bastards has turned. And they're headed this way.
Bandits are one thing, but Akashic bandits are quite another. The town guard won't stand a chance against them. We need to evacuate. There's no time to lose. Ferda, gather the men. The Akashic may strike at any moment. We must make ready to cover the townspeople's escape. Well, what are you waiting for?
Yes, my lord.
Clive, change of plan. The children stay with me for now. I need you to find Conrad and Natalie. Tell them to prepare for a full and immediate evacuation.
Understood.
I'll do what I can to convince everyone else. Wish me luck.
Lines in the sand too. I think by the end of this, he's either going to prove that he still loves the town and they're going to forgive him, or he's going to die and they're going to be like, oh shoot, we're sorry. Our bad.
We need to evacuate!
Why do they always have to make such a fuss outside?
Ah, it's you.
What do you want, Lord Underhill?
To pass on an important message. There's been an ether flood out in the Velcroy. The camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathering has been swallowed. They're no longer just bandits. They're Akashic now, and they could be here at any moment. You need to begin preparing for a full-scale evacuation right away.
Oh, do we? And who was it who gave you this disturbing news, might I ask?
Lubor, perhaps? The man spreading the same poison out in the square as we speak. You may believe his lies, my lord, but we know better.
But why would he lie about something like this?
Some twisted attempt at revenge, perhaps. If he had not been unmasked, he may well have been elected our leader. A great honor for one of his kind.
His
One who
kind,
might
wow.
well feel aggrieved at having been denied.
Lord Underhill, forgive me, but it has become all too evident where your sympathies lie. Lubor cannot be trusted, and neither, therefore, can you.
You may not trust me, but for the sake of your people, ask yourselves if there is any chance that this is true.
There isn't. You can be certain of that. Now be off with you.
You're making a mistake.
Come, Clive. If our words will not move them, then we must find another way to help save the town.
You're right. Let's speak to Lord Ferda.
Lord Ferda. That way. It's throwing me off that there's these extra quest markers floating in the air that are like 10,000 miles away.
What's Lubor raving about now?
Lord Ferda.
Sid, what's wrong?
I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about the Akashic, but they wouldn't listen. They've convinced themselves that nothing Lubor says can be trusted.
The bloody fools.
Which means the town guard can't be counted on for support. But I can. If there's anything I can do to help you defend Dalimil, you only have to ask.
I appreciate it.
Sid! Ferda! I've been looking for you everywhere.
Victor? I thought you'd left.
I couldn't abandon a friend in need. And Lubor is in need at this very moment. Come quickly.
You have to believe me. The Akashic are coming. They don't eat. They don't sleep. They don't tire. And they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There will be no parley, no mercy granted. We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please believe me. If you do not run, you will die. You will all fucking die!
You'd like that, wouldn't you, bearer?
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalimil for yourselves.
You should run!
Run, bearer!
Yeah, run! Far, far away!
Just go on. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes! Go!
Come on, then.
Go on!
Just go.
Lubor.
Wait. Someone's coming.
Stop! You're hurting him! What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems and keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you use every day, Conrad? And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that? Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty? Who spends all day every day making sure things run smoothly round here? And none of you ever say thank you, ever. But did Lubor ever complain? Well, does he ever stop smiling? He keeps this whole place going! And you act like he doesn't even exist!
Lubor, we've heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, how do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
We won't run, but we will fight.
Sorry, I can't think too well. You just stoned me.
Fine. Gather round if you don't want to die.
Really hope that report about the Akashic is true now, because if it wasn't and he looks like a liar, that looks really bad at this moment. Let's see. Mahuyu says, question, does finishing the game make you more likely or less likely to do the DLC? I know you felt butthurt about the end. Butthurt? The DLC takes place before the end. Now I know that Clive dies at the end. It kind of feels like, what's the point? Like, there's such a huge disconnect, you know? It very much feels like, what's the freaking point? Because he's just gonna die, you know? But that could be said about the side quest, which I am interested in finishing the side quest, which I'm working on right now. So currently, at this moment, no, I don't have any plans of trying the DLC. But that could change.
Allow me to explain the situation. The ether flood occurred near the village of Ceratina, deep in the Velcroy. The place had been abandoned for years, until the League of Outlaws decided to make it their base of operations. Now they're all turned, and if the scouts' reports are correct, heading in this direction.
They are mindless monsters, driven only by hate and rage, and they are utterly unpredictable. With the bandits, we at least knew how and where they were likely to attack. When these creatures come, Dalimil will have the bitterest fight it has ever faced on its hands. The town guard will muster at the north gate. The rest of us will take the south. Both forces will provide men to serve as scouts and messengers, ready to spread word of the size and nature of the Akashic force as soon as it is spotted. And as soon as it has been, we will converge on its position and see that it is driven back from Dalimil at all costs. Conrad, can I count on the support of the town guard?
Always.
Oh, dude, shut up. What do you mean
the selection
always?
and coordination of the messengers in your hands, Victor. And the command of our men in yours, Ferda. If you would both be so kind.
Consider it done.
As you wish.
Natalie, I would ask that you and your people have the townsfolk barricade themselves inside the bathhouse. And tell the merchant not to waste time securing anything beside the essentials. Preserving life is our one and only concern. As long as we survive, it doesn't matter what trinkets we might lose. Our riches can be regained. And if anyone doubts that, let it be known that the Briar's Kiss stands ready to cover any losses.
Very well. I shall tell them.
Where do I fit into this plan?
Where else but the most perilous place of all? I would like you to travel to the home of our erstwhile League of Outlaws, Ceratina itself. The main host is most likely still there, and Dalimil will not be safe until it is eradicated, root and branch.
A little gardening. How pleasant.
I doubt it. I have a feeling these weeds will be particularly stubborn.
Luckily, so am I.
So you are. All right then, we all know what we have to do. Now it's simply a matter of doing it. For Dalimil.
You know, at the beginning of this whole thing, they were like, these Akashic are going to be here any moment. And then, you know, it's been like 15 minutes since then.
Better not keep them waiting.
Okay. So I just poured up there and hugged the left wall.
Come on. Run like the wind. There it is. The flood.
But what's waiting for us inside?
Can the chocobos run? Imagine if you lose your mount in here, like the mount becomes an Akashic. It's just like, oh, you've lost your mount forever because you did that.
Single one alive.
One of them was pretty thick. Yeah, I didn't really have any specials to take advantage of that stagger. Oh, the dog doing a backflip. What a pause.
The League is disbanded. I should get back to Dalimil and see how the others fared.
All the Akashic we were able to find have been dealt with. Seems that might be the last of them.
The last of them here, perhaps.
Lubor, Sir Clive has returned.
Clive! What news from Ceratina?
It's done. Root and branch.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Thank you, my lord.
Friends, the Horde has been driven back. The Akashic have been defeated. And we need not fear the arrival of any more, thanks to Clive. Victory is ours.
We bloody did it.
I would have liked to have
saved
seen a
Dalimil.
fight at the town. It just seems like they just stood around.
Allow me to apologize. After all you have done for this town, we should never have doubted you.
But we did. And for that we are truly sorry. We only hope that you can forgive us.
We need you, Lubor. Dalimil needs you.
Bro, you stoned me an hour ago.
If you would still like to be considered for the position of mayor, you have our backing.
You do remember that I'm a bearer, don't you?
We do. But that is not a stain on your character. It is a stain on ours. We thought only of what we perceived bearers to be, not what you truly are. The man who saved Dalimil twice over.
I see. But I will only accept your proposal on 2 conditions.
Name them.
Firstly,
We get to stone you.
that you will both do everything in your power to rally your people to my cause. If the Town Guard and the Merchants League do not accept my leadership, it will be doomed from the start. Unity is the key to defending Dalimil, and I do not doubt that we shall need to call on our combined strength again. When that time comes, I will expect us all to pull together, just as we did today.
Of course. You have our word.
And secondly, you will accept that if I am to lead you, the mistreatment of bearers must end here in Dalimil. Any bearer within our walls shall be afforded the same rights as any other citizen. They will not be judged by what they are, but who they are.
As we failed to do, and came so close to losing everything.
We agree to your conditions. And we have only one in return. That you continue to work for the good
Stoning
of
is a sign of
Dalimil.
respect in Titan's country.
Always have.
Sir, it was a
Condition
very
accepted.
respectful stone.
Well then, it seems my mayorship is all but confirmed. Do I get some sort of special hat? How fickle fate can be. Not so long ago, I had resigned myself to leaving Dalimil in disgrace.
Put on your hat.
And now, I find myself her leader. Here. For everything.
You just gave me like $1.50. The mayor's hat, chat.
About the children.
Fear not, you are of course relieved of your responsibility. I would sooner face another horde of Akashic than see them brought up as outlaws. I'll make sure they're safe here.
I don't doubt that you will. And not just the children, but everyone in Dalimil.
I'll do my best. Can't have all your hard work going to waste.
Alright, well, he got his redemption arc, I guess. Imagine if it panned over to the children and you heard the kids say something like, "Good thing we got all those Akashic riled up," and you find out that like, they were the reason that whole problem happened. That would be the ultimate twist. Okay, let's see. We got some kind of quest over there.
Good girl. back.
No!
Here we are again.
Don't hit me, Panther!
Carava, if you were a tortoise, Torgal, where would you hide?
Shows the kids glowing blue like the Ultima Sun. Oh, the Emperor's kid? Well, I guess the kid became the Emperor, so he was the Emperor at one point. Whoa!
We found him.
Ah, yes, this quest, okay. Baja Blast! Yo, even while he's stunned, I can't do the fire charge? It's a surprise.
You're finished.
Bonk. Stunning it doesn't remove its shell. Yeah, but I was hitting it in its exposed head. Like the other attacks are landing, but the fire charge doesn't.
Better get these materials to Mid so she can finish her prototype.
Okay. That turtle's a beefy boy? Yeah, he is. Alright, here's the stuff you asked for.
Tell me this is all you need.
Adamantoy's shell and shipwright's tallow. It fit in my pocket.
Sound like I asked you to save the world or something.
Nope, that's tomorrow.
Tell me this is all you need.
It's most of what I need. After you left, I went over the figures again, and I realized I'd forgotten a 1 and a 0.
And
a cogwheel. Just a tiny one. Though, that's the problem. Gears that small are a bastard to make, and I may have lost the one Blackthorn spent a fortnight toiling over.
What? Oh no.
The children. When they took apart your scales, there was a tiny brass gear. Now that I think about it, they didn't use it when we put the scales back together.
The young'uns? But why would the... You know what? I don't want to know. I'll keep working on the model. You go and find that cog.
So I'm gonna ask the kids what they did with it. Speak with the children. Yeah, I think ignition attack is just deceptively wide, so it hits the shell no matter what. Maybe. That could be it.
Sid! Is Mid still hiding from us?
She wasn't hiding. She's fine. She's just busy working on her next project.
A new invention? What is it? What is it? Is it an airship? I bet it's an airship!
Do you think she'll let us help?
That just so happens to be why I'm here. She needs something special, something only you three can provide. A brass gear. A tiny one. One that might fit on, say, a set of scales?
Oh, the one you forgot! We remember!
We saved it, just in case. It's in the bag of bits.
The bag of bits.
Since your lesson, we've been disassembling, then reassembling everything we can find.
Uh-oh.
All the pieces that are left over, we keep under our beds, just in case.
That's good to know.
Look! I found it! Is that all? Just the gear? We have more parts if Mid needs them.
That's all for now. But I'll let Mid know about your hoard. Just in case.
Your hoard.
Thanks, Sid.
The whole thing with them taking things apart and putting them back together and then having leftover parts and then putting them in a bag.
Well, did they have it?
Brass cogwheel.
They did. And they kept it somewhere nice.
No kid keeps things just in case. Yo, I did. Yeah, it's like the adult version of that is when you've got like a big box in your house in a closet and it's full of a bunch of cords and adapters. You don't even remember what they went to. Like yeah, dude, I had stuff like that.
Will it work?
Will it work? He's perfect. You're a genius, Clive.
What exactly are you going to use it for?
Only the most important job of all. The wings aren't going to move on their own, but with the right cog in the right place. Well, you just wait and see. That should do it. Here goes nothing. Titan's tits.
Titan's tits.
It wasn't supposed to fly, was it?
Of course it was supposed to fly. Wouldn't be much of an airship if it didn't. Honestly, these bloody engines are driving me mad. I was so sure this would be the day she soared. The Mithril engine was made to make dreams come true. But maybe this is one dream the world's better off without. Show folk how to take flying. It won't be long till they're raining death down on each other. People will lose their homes, children, their mums and their dads. Like I lost mine.
I'm sorry.
So am I, Clive. So am I. Sorry that I have to choose. Do I follow my head, or do I follow my heart?
Good question. The first time I stood on the deck of your ship, felt the wind in my hair. It was like I was flying. But imagine how it would feel to actually do it.
I mean, we've ridden with
My dad
Joshua
always
before.
said
We
there
know
were
what it
two
feels
ways
like.
of living life. Chasing a dream or shuffling to your grave. And he were right. Right about a lot of things. Not that I like to admit it. People need dreams to chase. Especially in a world like this. Right. When this is over, I'm gonna take all my Mithril engines to Zemeckis and sling them over the edge.
Huh?
I won't have my dream end up turning into someone else's nightmare.
You know how much work I went through to get you all the components for those things?
All that hard work.
All that hard work will not be used for war, Jamie. But it ain't like it'll be gone. Tell me, Clive, have you ever been on a treasure hunt?
Not since Joshua and I were boys. Why do you ask?
Because I'm gonna bury the engine schematics and leave behind a little riddle telling people where to find them. A really hard one, so that only the most dedicated dreamers will ever be able to work it out.
And then they use it for war. Like what? Then they'll just be in the same situation that you're in right now.
Some daft general squinting at the words with a gormless expression on his mug. Like that one, yeah.
right.
That's really disappointing. I thought she was going to figure out how to make the ship fly, and then maybe if you had the flying ship, the final fight would go differently. Like, instead of Bahamut having to tax himself to get you there, the flying ship could get you there, and then Bahamut would have more power for the battle or something.
If I'm putting this engine at the end of a treasure hunt, I'll still need to make it a treasure worth hunting for. Won't be much of a prize if it couldn't even make a toy boat fly after all. My dad always said, dream big. But it ain't the size of a dream that's important, is it, Clive? Only that it's a good one. And I reckon I've got a fair few good uns left in me.
I'm sure you do.
Okay. That was a pretty disappointing ending to that quest line. Acquired a model airship for your room. Alright. Let's see. What else we got? There's something over here. Port Isolde. Happy to see you're back in the game. Yes, Ursel. Got some work unfinished. Board rowboat.
It's still here. After all these years. A lot smaller than I remember. And you're a lot bigger. You might have to swim, boy. I wasn't being serious.
You two go on without me. I doubt that boat will hold a third.
If you're sure, we won't be long. Hop in, boy. This place has...
Okay, so we're like on an island.
The rookery's right through those trees. Come on. Race you there? I bet I could still beat you. Here we are. This was our hideaway. Wasn't it, Torgal?
This is like somewhere he used to play as a kid. Baby Torgal!
Coming here helped me to forget who I was. Or wasn't. Prince, shield. Son his mother could love.
Oof.
Had I been any one of those things? Perhaps. What is it, boy? This is all from the castle. And Phoenix Gate. Did you bring these here?
Torgal has a collection?
My sparring sword. Well, well. You never stopped looking for me, did you, boy?
Oh.
For never giving up. For never forgetting.
How did he get it here? Did he swim here? I guess.
Let's take this with us, shall we? So I don't forget either.
Oh, I bet he's gonna, like, put it up in his room, like a decoration. He took off his fursuit and rowed the boat like any other man. Oh my god. Also, he climbed that ladder, apparently.
That's not the way back to the boat, Torgal. All right. I'm coming. I think I know where we're going.
Oh, does it have like a view of Rosaria?
People always talk about the importance of putting the past behind you. But without it, we wouldn't be who we are today. And we certainly couldn't steer our way to a better tomorrow. Come on, Torgal. Let's go home.
That was a good quest. That was a much better ending than the other one. Infinitely better. Yep, I was right. Displayed in Clive's chambers. It is, in fact, a decoration. Joshua doesn't say a word.
Sorry for the wait. We're ready.
Okay. And what do we got here? Tabor. The Undying have another quest?
Your Grace, my lord, I trust your journey was not overly onerous.
Cyril, you found a letter from Father?
Yes, I have it here. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
My beloved sons, I know that I ask much of you in this coming war, but I see no other way to secure a future for our duchy and our family. Yet, even should we succeed in subduing the savages and winning back Drake's breath, the threat of the Blight still looms, and only with all Rosaria striving as one might we at last overcome it. I have made plans to see us through, but such are the obstacles that stand in our way. It shall fall to you to continue my work. I know that you have the strength, the courage, and the will to do so. This shall be an arduous inheritance, and so I offer you another, that you might be reminded of the love and the faith that I hold for you, for both of you, your father.
An inheritance?
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans he spoke of?
His plans for the duchy, your grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new university to further the development of non-magical technologies. With the Blight spreading ever more widely across the Twins, Archduke Elwyn saw this as the only means of securing Rosaria's survival.
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. To see centuries of common wisdom overturned. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have written this message. Nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most faithful aides. Those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent personages at court.
It's a pity only they are still with us.
'Tis true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath. But one at least remains, and she has come bearing gifts.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she explain, my lord. After all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering His Grace's will and arranging a meeting with the one who might execute it, or a part of it, at least.
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive, Your Grace.
Thank you, Cyril.
Okay.
Shall we then?
Mystery woman from our past. Is this the archive? Cyril's guest.
My lord, Your Grace. I hardly recognize you. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix and his shields. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift. I only hope you can forgive my tardiness in bringing it to you.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude for your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty, as any proud Rosarian would.
My lady, perhaps you could explain a little more? What exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keepsakes upon their coming of age.
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be completed. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be. And his gifts remain incomplete.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you, as they are. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles, not these works in progress. But with His Grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed, I had little choice. You are grown men now, and his house is yours. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the
house is gone.
Instead, I know that nothing would have pleased him more than for you to do so.
Thank you, Lady Goditha.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady. May our father's will be done.
Oh, I am much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone, my lady?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happening upon it. It is found in the bellies of elder griffins, you see. We do at least know where to find one.
Thought it was a rock.
A certain specimen has made its nest in Titan's Wake, not far from here.
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, Your Grace. In answer to your unspoken question, yes. In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking its movements since you were but a boy. Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield, It would surely make your father proud.
What say you, Joshua? What else?
Titan's Wake is to the south of here.
Okay, so let's just go here and then go west. Can I mount here? Yes, I can. Alright.
Eyes peeled, Joshua.
There it is.
Oh, interesting. It doesn't automatically dismount me. This thing isn't considered like a major battle.
Get him.
Happy subiversary.
Hey, Captain Fantastic, thank you. Oh, I dodged 2 of the 3. Down. Hello, hello, Sam. Alright, hopefully the component we need from this thing is not damaged by impaling it on a giant icicle.
Is this the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Goditha will know.
Oh, they don't have one of those things where you hold the button to teleport back to the quest giver for this one. Alright. Back to Tabor.
Oh, thank the Founder you were safe. The Griffin is slain then?
And the Heartstone claimed.
Heartstone.
Yes. This radiant luster, like frozen flame. It is just as your father described it. Thank you, my lord. Your Grace. Your father would be so proud.
Lady Goditha, the lapidary is ready.
Thank you, Cyril. I will be with him shortly. If you would excuse me, I shall have the stone cut and set forthwith.
Hope you're having fun with this game. Yeah, it's fun.
The armbands are complete. Pray, take them. They are yours, after all. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. It symbolizes unwavering will and devotion. And the graven vines encircling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds between you.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy. Enemies who would thwart his vision. Only with unwavering devotion would it ever be realized.
Represented by a
And
dead
only if we
griffin.
stood together, as Phoenix and Shield, as brothers in arms. Only then might those enemies be overcome.
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the task he would entrust to you, his heirs. But this was more than just a message. It was a promise. That he would always be with you.
Thank you, Lady Goditha, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father's will.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her own. Even if the armbands were incomplete, she would surely not have overlooked them. So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of his intentions for the bands, of the deep love he had for both of you, and his hopes for your future. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew she meant to betray us. I tried to warn your father, but it was too late. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew...
That's kind of funny. Sir, she's hiding her jewelry. Sir, something's up. Sir, listen.
My time was short, so I took up the armbands and I fled into the night.
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the griffin, thinking I might claim the Heartstone on its passing. And so my pursuit continued, until Lord Cyril appeared before me. He informed me that his Grace's will had been recovered, and that his sons were alive and well.
Lady Goditha, on behalf of my father and all the people of Rosaria, I thank you for your loyal service.
As do I.
Thank you, my lord. Your Grace, for coming back to us. For giving my service meaning.
Sam says, I'm playing FF16 for the first time and I just got done with a little side quest 2 days ago. I tried the DLCs, they were amazing. I was speechless the whole time playing it. I don't know if I'm going to do the DLCs. I finished, I've enjoyed the game, but I finished the main quest yesterday, and I was really depressed by the ending. And now I am trying to go through the side stories to finish the side stories that I didn't finish.
Hands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance that was denied you for so long.
So there's not even a graphic for the armbands. He's like, the bands suit you well, but we don't even see them.
It is. And we thank you for the part you played, Cyril.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, might I suggest that you make your way to your father's memorial atop Hawk's Cry Cliff? Let him see that you have received his blessing, and that his vision lives on in you.
I suppose it would be churlish not to. What do you say, Clive? Shall we pay your father a visit?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks before we left for Origin.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. It has been since the day we recovered it from Phoenix Gate. I prithee claim it, for it too is a part of your inheritance, and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands than perched upon some lonely rock.
Thank you, Cyril.
I kind of expect Joshua is still gonna have PTSD, because the way that the dad died was Joshua started to do something he shouldn't, and the dad went, no, don't, and then got his head cut off.
He's waiting.
So, like, Joshua acted as a distraction for his dad to get decapitated. Looks like there's another quest below us. Having fun with the remake from Silent Hill 2. It's alright. We're like 2 hours into it so
Lord
far.
Marquis, if you have a moment.
What is it, Cyril?
One of our brethren lately journeyed across the strait in order to pursue a new avenue of inquiry in our ongoing investigation. He sent an owl some while ago, but we have heard naught from him since.
Was he surveying another fallen ruin?
No. The object of his study was a savior cult that has arisen in Ash in recent years. We believe it may have some connection to the Circle of Malleus, an ancient religion that worshipped Ultima as its god.
Oh no.
By gaining an understanding of this new faith, we hoped to learn more of the Circle's original beliefs.
And so you sent one of your brothers to Ash? A continent teeming with orcs and Akashic?
Fully cognizant of the risks, yes. I entrusted the mission to one of the most able of our order, the Third Chair, a master of the arts of combat and survival both. Though he has been silent for some days now, I have thus far refrained from sending any others in search of him, lest they be lost in turn. Yet, it seemed only right to inform you of the situation, given your unique experience of the perils of Ash. For as you so earnestly advised me, it would not do to abandon a man to his fate.
True.
When he might yet be saved.
I did say that. I did say those things.
It would not. But Ash is a big place. Can you be any more specific?
Perhaps. The last owl I received from him mentioned a village where he had heard the cult were wont to assemble. Mickleburg was its name. It lies in the southern reaches of Waloed. If aught ill befell him, I expect it did so there.
Right. I'll see what I can do.
You are much too kind, my lord. Go then, with my hopes, and may the Firebird's flame ever burn in your heart.
Why is he wishing me to have heartburn? What a jerk. Mohidi says, have you ever thought about having a flatline button on the heart rate monitor? Dude. Well, when I have the heart rate monitor in for spooky games, having a button that flatlines it? No, I don't need people calling 911 and sending welfare checks to my house. That's a funny idea, but let's just leave it as an idea and not do anything else with it. Let's see. Hang on one sec. I gotta take this hoodie off. It's getting too warm in my house. We're getting slightly more naked than we were when we started this stream. Okay. Alright. So looks like we got 3 quests over here. Just pick one of them. Okay. Wow, that's a bit of a jog, isn't it? Alright. Twitch, careful Twitch don't like more naked these days. I wouldn't know, Shugo. I don't travel in those channels as much as you do. Even VTubers. To be fair, Shugo, some VTubers really try to push the envelope as far as they freaking can.
Come on.
I actually saw a clip on Twitter the other day. And it was some VTuber, and she was like playing some game, bada. Her avatar looked fine. And of course, her avatar, just like almost every VTuber, is like an attractive lady, but you know, she was wearing clothes. And then she got scared and like hit a button, and then her model went topless. And she kept going. She didn't realize it. And she kept playing for like another minute or so. And then chat was like yelling at her. And she's like, what is it? Oh God! And then she like realized what happened and hit the button to hide it. And then she's like, I'm so sorry. People are like, why do you even have that button? And she's like, oh, I was recording stuff for OnlyFans earlier. And it was just like, really? You have a please ban me Twitch button on your stream deck?
These people aren't turned. And the village seems safe enough at least. What is going on here?
Ah, did you too heed the call?
Heed the call? No, I came here looking for someone. To be honest, I wasn't sure I'd find him here. Let alone all of you.
Is that so?
What are you doing here? Is this where you live?
It is my home. The others, they heeded the call.
You keep saying that. What do you mean?
They came here to perform the rite, just as King Barnabas instructed.
Now I'm confused. The VTuber model was topless. The character, like there was an anime character on screen that was clothed. The streamer accidentally hit a button and the character became topless. Like I was really surprised by this, but she had a button that made the avatar basically become hanime. And everyone was like, what the hell? And she was like, oh yeah, I was, when I saw the clip, I was like, you have a button for that? Like I was shocked that she paid extra to have that option available for the model. And there's an OnlyFans the character. That's what they implied. Look, I literally had never even heard of the streamer. No, Shugo, I don't know the name of them. It was just the clip of it on Twitter went viral, and that's how I saw it. And I was just like, oh my god.
Village is that altar, where they shall cast their souls upon the gentle waters and give themselves to the Lord.
Give themselves.
Oh, Lord, cleanse us of our sins.
What?
Let us be reborn in your loving arms. Free us from the door.
Like out here pretending he doesn't have the same button. I do not. Dude, I got a button that turns me into this derpy dude. That's it.
Forgive me. But did another foreigner, like me, come here? He was probably wearing a cowl.
You mean the traveler from Stone? Yes. He's staying at my house, toward the rear of the village.
Thank you. If you don't mind, I'll go and greet him.
They seek the same salvation Barnabas did. At least the third chair still lives. Let's go and find him.
Third chair still lives so far.
Excuse me. Are you with the Undying?
I am. And so it would appear, are you? Lord Rosfield, if I am not mistaken.
That's right. And you must be the third chair.
I am.
Cyril was worried for your safety. He sent me to find you.
Then I must apologize. I did not mean to trouble the bearer of the burning quill. Much less you, my Lord Marquis.
He said that you had failed to report. Is there a reason for that?
I came here to study the followers of this new faith. But the more I learned of them, the more my own faith began to falter. You have seen them at their prayers, have you not?
devote themselves to the veneration of their lord with a fervor I have never seen
Wearing
before.
a cowl with an
Praying
L on the end.
night and day that they might be rid of their wicked wills and reborn in their Saviour's light. Not that they might be granted respite from their worldly woes, but so that they might continue to serve him. Serve him with all of their beings. I, too, swore to devote my life to the service of my lord and master, but this... 'tis different. It is more. And so I would see it through to the end. See these people safe, that they might achieve their dream. That they might do their duty to their lord. Even if it should keep me from doing my duty to mine.
You do understand what their dream is, don't you?
I do, my lord. They would cast aside their wills and become Akashic. I know that it may be hard to believe, but to these people, that is the very essence of salvation. Forgive me, my lord, but I must remain here. If you are to return to Master Cyril, I would consider it a great... Did you hear that, my lord? Something is happening.
I'll go find out what. Stay here.
He wants to just stay and watch these people turn into zombies. Ether flood.
An ether flood. Oh no. There must be something I can do. Echoes as well. Found her.
Ready, brother?
Ready.
That was a short fight.
What now?
Oh, it's an elevator to one of those dungeons. Is it gonna come back up with a big dude? Imagine my shock!
We meet again. I've killed your kind before.
Baja Blast! spamming the dodge button. I'm stuck in the corner. Oh my god. There we go. Ah.
Damn it.
Wait, oh, is that the third seed? I think our undying friend just died. Wait, did that monster just die because we parried it?
You die. Come on, speak to me.
I had to save them, that they might have a chance to find true salvation. By devoting themselves to the service of their lord. Just as I did.
Dude, I was told you were a master of combat and survival, and I'm seeing neither.
And gave me a cause to believe in. A duty to serve was everything to me. And I would not deny them that fulfillment. Even if they must become...
He's giving his life so that these people can live 5 more seconds so that they can commit suicide.
Forgive me, my Lord Marquis. I did not mean to trouble you with this. My findings. Could you deliver them to Master Cyril for me?
Of course. Your duty will be done.
Look, my lord. They are saved.
And now I have to kill Akashic. Okie dokie. That was dumb. That was dumb. That guy was like their 3rd best member, and he gave his life just so that they could kill themselves a few seconds later.
They are saved. Found that.
Exactly.
I should get this report to Cyril.
That is some kind of crazy pants. Yeah, return back to Cyril.
My Lord Marquis, welcome back. I am glad to see you hale and whole.
Hale?
I met with your 3rd chair, Cyril. He bade me deliver his findings to you.
Thank you, my lord. He remained in Ash?
He died protecting the villagers from an echo. I buried him in Mikkelberg. I'm sorry that I couldn't save him.
If you could not save him, no one could.
The villagers, they were believers in this savior cult. They prayed to their god that they might be unburdened of their wills. Then an ether flood came, and their wish was granted. Your brother sacrificed himself that they might live, even knowing that that life was death by another name.
Then he perished defending liberty. A hero's end.
You know what this reminds me of? The movie The Incredibles. There was a guy that was like falling off a building, and Mr. Incredible saved him, but it like broke a bunch of bones of the guy's body. And then we find out that the guy was trying to commit suicide, and he sued Mr. Incredible for ruining his death. He's like, you didn't save my life, you ruined my death. And this reminds me of that.
To choose how one dies is no less sacred than the right to choose how one lives.
Sid would agree. He wanted to build a world where people could die on their own terms.
A noble ambition. To die for one's cause is the most perfect expression of one's faith. It matters not how misguided others might judge one's decision to be. Only that the decision is one's own. We live according to the teachings of our order. We believe in them, we protect them, and yes, we die for them. For better or worse, that is our creed.
But he didn't die for your creed. He died to save them. And you still believe that what he did was right.
I believe that he believed it was. We of the Undying are not slaves, but willing servants. And this was his will, the ultimate expression of it.
All right. I'd like to know this man's name, Cyril. To know the names of all the Undying who've fallen in the line of duty. They died serving my house. It's only right that I remember them. That is my duty.
Of course. I shall fetch the Book of Martyrs at once.
The book? Oh god, there's a whole book of names to
My
memorize.
lord, it has been, and shall ever be, the greatest honor of my life to serve House Rosfield. Though our duties may differ, yours is no less important. I pray with all my heart for your success. And were they here, I have no doubt but that every one of my fallen brothers and sisters would feel the same.
Oh, Ori Calcum. I thought we only got that from monster hunts. Surprise. We always walk away while he's bowing. We never let him finish the bow. Okay. Let's see. That area is done for now. Alright, we got something over here at Hawk's Cry Cliff. Okay. Summon the chicken.
Let's go.
Unwavering will and an unbreakable bond. Do you really think we're strong enough?
Save the world? Of course. To have overcome Father's political enemies. That I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. What Mother was truly capable of. But perhaps these bands would have helped. Knowing he was with us would have made all the difference.
It's just back there.
Oh, I think this is the quest to visit Dad's grave. And this helmet's just been out here in the rain this whole time. I'm sure that was great for its condition.
Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
Dude, you were like 8 years old or something. Is FF16 an MMO? Yes, and I haven't seen a single other player in it. It's a dead game. I'm just messing around. It is a single player game. It is a story. It's an RPG.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men.
The greatest of men.
I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
Imagine if his head fell out of the helmet.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may.
Do you own the DLCs? No, this is just the
Watch
normal
over
game.
us, as we follow in your footsteps.
Oh, Nani! We got spooks!
We won't lay you down.
Onward then.
Onward. To the end.
And to a new beginning.
Imagine if the final battle was different if you've done the side quest. Like Joshua wearing that helmet prevents him from taking a fatal blow to the dome. But alas, I don't think that's going to be the case. Joining hands with Joshua. Joshua has joined Clive's party and will remain with him until departing for Origin. Shouldn't you have probably said this like hours ago? Northreach.
Nazaire might at least have mentioned where in Northreach he'd be testing this recruit.
I'm nervous.
Well met, Sid. This is the initiate. Ember, present yourself.
At your service, Master.
Please, just Sid. There are no masters here. Your life is your own.
Oh, of course. Thank you, Sid. The sergeant says you'll be evaluating me at my trial.
To become a scout, yes. You are aware of the dangers inherent in that role.
I am. But I swore I'd face them. Just like the man who saved my life.
And who would that be?
Gav. It was him who found me and freed me. No magic, no support, just one man and his nose. Came and sniffed me out. It taught me what one man can do.
One man and his
Puts his
nose.
mind to it. And I've been training ever since, so that one day I can be someone's savior, just like Gav was mine.
I'm sure he'd be flattered. You clearly have good intentions, Ember. And it sounds like you're under no illusions. Stick to this path and you'll make a fine cursebreaker.
So, what? Have I passed?
You haven't even started yet. Now listen. Not far from here is an Imperial lookout, Eastwatch. The guards there record all their sightings in a logbook. You are to find it and bring it here.
And bring it here, right. Anything else?
No. Sneaking into a heavily guarded Imperial outpost and stealing the logbook would be quite sufficient. You will need to assess the situation, determine a point of entry, create a distraction and effect an escape, all without being discovered and thrown into an Imperial oubliette.
Ember, Gav isn't our best scout because he can do everything. It's essential that you know your limits.
Know my limits, right. I won't let you down.
He's either going to be shockingly good, or he's going to get caught.
It shouldn't be as dangerous as I made out. But keep a weather eye on him all the same, would you?
On my way. All right, Ember. Impress me. Come on.
Yeah!
Imagine you have to save him. We might.
These are clean kills. Perhaps young Ember really is ready.
Shrill scream.
Maybe not. Damn it.
Ember, draw your sword! I can't!
I can't.
Then run!
If you want him, you'll have to go through me. Nice try.
Over here!
Ah, blast!
Nice try.
Kill!
So he froze up really bad when he saw the big monster.
Ember, are you... Gone. Of course. Scouts really are a rare breed. Back to Northreach it is then.
So did he just quit? Or I wonder if he got the logbook while we distracted the monster, and we're gonna find out later. Okay, so back to this guy.
I didn't expect you back so soon. Where is Ember? How did he fare?
I thought I'd find him with you. He must have fled. I followed him to Eastwatch, where I found him being set upon by a wild Avis. He was just standing there. Didn't even draw his sword. I had to step in and take care of things. But by the time I had, he was nowhere to be seen. I assumed he'd set off in your direction, but apparently not.
I'm sorry, Sid. I knew the boy had a nervous streak, but he seemed like...
The right man for the job? I believe this is the logbook you tasked me with retrieving.
Eh? How did you... Don't you tell me you breached the tower while Sid was busy saving your skin.
What? Wasn't that what you asked me to do? To bring the thing back without getting caught?
He has you there, Nazaire. And he did it all on his own.
But Sid, he
did what he thought was best. And now I have to decide whether I agree.
Of course. We'll await your evaluation back at the hideaway. Don't you leave my sight.
Yes, Sergeant.
He's like this kid that got an F in school, but he's just standing proudly at the front of the class.
This won't be an easy decision.
Like, how do you feel about the book in the end credits scene being written by Joshua? Did he survive in the end? Did Clive survive in took his name?
Yeah, neither did
I don't know. I truly don't know. Because we saw him, like, heal Joshua's body, but it seemed like he was dead.
You are here. Welcome back, Sid.
Welcome back, Sid.
Yes. Welcome back. Trip wasn't too much of a pain in the arse, I hope. Truth be told, it was me who suggested roping you in to help with the trial. But from what I hear, things didn't go quite as planned.
No, they most certainly did not.
Does Ember deserve passing marks? Dude, if he freezes up when a monster attacks him, he's going to die. So I'm going to say no, he needs more training.
When faced with an unexpected foe, Ember froze. He did not run. He did not fight. Had I not been there, he would be dead. It would be too great a risk to send him out on a mission alone.
Thank you, Sid, for your honest appraisal. Ember, you braved the tower and emerged unscathed. Yes, but only because Sid saved your skin. To me, that's no better than being caught red-handed. You failed the test.
Wait, Sergeant. Ember still has much to learn, it's true. And this time he was found wanting. But I'd say he's due a second chance, nonetheless. After all, he did do as you asked.
With a bit of hard work, any hand can be made to hold a blade, and any mind can conquer its fears. But a scout's nose is different. You've either got one, or you ain't. And by sniffing out that log, young Ember here has shown he has a conch and a half. Wouldn't do to waste it now, would it?
Fine. One more chance.
I'll do whatever you ask. I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I have to. I'll show you. Just you wait.
Daft as a brush, that one. But his heart's in the right place.
Daft as a brush.
Just like someone else we know. And if you ask me, we've been leaning on him for far too long. That time the curse breakers took some of the weight off his shoulders, I reckon.
We talking about Gav?
Good nerd.
Just don't tell Gav I said so, will you? I won't have him thinking he's been hard done by. Next thing you know, he'll be asking for a day off. Chance would be a fine thing. Back to work.
I love his gravelly voice.
Forgive me, Sid. This did not play out as I expected.
Things rarely do these days. But that's why we need men like Ember more than ever. Men who can make the best out of a bad situation. Remember that.
I will, Sid. Thank you.
Okay. Alright. What else? Something here. Looks like this might be with the
garrison
Dame.
is threatening to pull their sentries from the markets if we don't call.
There was that whole story here with that other guy trying
would
to take
speak
over the
with this
town. This might be a continuation of that.
Saw the captain just now.
Your town needs you.
Do you have a moment, Clive?
What is it?
It's the Duke, unsurprisingly. His Eminence has assumed full control of the garrison and put every able-bodied man to work on the fortifications. The town was left all but unguarded, so Philippe was compelled to form a citizen's watch to fill the void.
And though my dear boys have been characteristically willing to assist him in this, they want for bodies. So I was wondering if you would lend them your strength, that the people of Northreach might sleep easier, if only for a few nights.
Of course. Whatever you need.
Thank you, Clive. What would I do without you? Philippe told me he had men stationed at...
Where can I find the mistress of this establishment?
Here, my lady. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
My name is Sabine. And it is my displeasure to be the daughter of the Duke of Oriflamme, who I understand is causing you and your town no small amount of trouble. I wish to speak to you about what might be done.
Very well. Let us speak. I trust you'll forgive me, Clive.
Absolutely. Our conversation can wait.
Please, proceed.
As you know, my father is a most overbearing and supercilious man, and I join you in objecting to his every action. Indeed, I owe you my thanks for continuing to argue against his reckless plans. Yet I fear he is not one to be swayed by reason. No. He must be made to face the consequences of his actions.
And who would make him do this?
I would. Myself and several other like-minded individuals. Were you to join us, we would surely have the strength to drive him from Northreach for good.
Does that not seem a trifle... drastic?
Drastic action is precisely what is called for. Unless you are content to see your people downtrodden and dispossessed. My father would have it that citizens exist only to serve the Empire. That they should be forced to make every sacrifice to ensure her revival. But he is wrong. It is not the people who must serve the Empire, but the Empire who must serve her people. He's always been like this. Scornful of the opinions of anyone he judged beneath him. But he cannot be allowed to ride roughshod over the common folk any longer. We must fight him. By all possible means.
Fight him? No. My purpose is to quell the tension in Northreach, not to stoke it. Respectfully, my lady. Our only chance of saving this town depends upon every one of us uniting against our common enemy. Your father and his followers included. While I understand your frustrations, I cling to the hope that he may yet be won round.
False hope, I assure you. But I see that your mind is made up. I shall bother you no longer. If you will extend me the same courtesy, I bid you good day.
Bother me no longer?
She certainly has spirit.
Indeed. But unfortunately for us, that spirit is only likely to harden the Duke's resolve, which may be enough to seal the fate of this town. Not that she cares. This is all about her and her father.
Families.
I'm sorry, where were we? Ah, yes. I was about to tell you of Philippe's plans for the town watch, but perhaps it's better that you heard them from him. I believe he's in the market, if you'd be so kind as to seek him out.
Right away.
It's just a pity I cannot join you. I'd like to see the two of you in action together.
Mm-hmm. Madame, calm yourself. I have held hands with Jill. I am already in a very serious relationship.
He'd have our coin, our stock and our stores, and we're just supposed
So you are content to abandon...
Oh god, her again.
Please, I beseech you. If you are a true son of Northreach, you must fight to defend your home.
That's exactly what I am doing, milady. Or trying to, at least. The land is crawling with fiends, and someone has to keep watch.
Even when our true enemy is hiding in the garrison? Fine. You're not the only able-bodied man in Northreach. Thank you so much for your help.
Is the serious relationship in the room with us right now?
She cornered you too, then?
Could hardly get a word in edgeways. Like father, like daughter, eh?
She made an uninvited appearance at the Vale earlier, hoping to convince the Dame to join her in fomenting rebellion.
I bet that went well. Her ladyship seems to have a way with people. Anyway, what brings you here?
Our mutual friend thought you might welcome some help.
Oh, she did she? Right as always. In fact, you're just the man.
I feel I
We've had
always
some
am.
Reports, you see. Sightings of, you know what.
They're back.
Seems that way. All over, too. We haven't been able to confirm anything yet, but if you're willing, you could go and see what's what.
Right. Where should I look?
You know Grieger's Weep? One of the sightings places them somewhere on its shores.
I'm on my way.
Thank you, Clive. I'll look into one of the other sightings. Let's rendezvous back here later.
Rendezvous. I like the idea that he's also checking something out and he's not just standing here in town for us to finish. Looks like it's that way.
Let's
chicken.
Go.
Wait, what?
Reports are true. I need to stop them before they get to the town.
Oh my god, there's so many dudes. Line them up!
We can win!
Noise. You can't change the fate for the final ending of this game, unlike FF15, which both endings are rather stupid. FF15, both endings are rather stupid. Was that the boy band one?
Call that a test, Ultima?
Clive, it's me. You all right?
I am. But it seems the reports were true. The thralls have returned. I dispatched the few that I found, though.
Well, there's something, I suppose. But what were they doing south of town? They all came from the north last time. We might be able to fend off an attack from one side or the other, but from both?
Do you have eyes in the north?
Some. I should probably go and have a look, though, just to be sure. Now, you head back to Northreach. I want you there just in case war breaks out while I'm away.
What do you mean?
Her ladyship's been busy working her magic on the townspeople, stirring up ill feeling towards her father. But she'll have her marching on the barracks if we're not careful.
What? This is exactly what the Dame was afraid of. I'll do what I can to calm things down. Be careful out there, all right?
Don't worry, I'm not like you. One sniff of those things and I'm running back to town screaming blue murder.
He's like, yo, I don't have a nine-tailed fox in my gut. I can't fight these things.
Do you not see, Father? The people of Northreach have given enough, and only a fool would ask for more.
Listen to me, Sabine. Where would our people be without their country, hmm? The Empire is their sword and their shield. It is she that ensures they can live without fear. But now she teeters on the brink. Without their sword, how will the people fight? Without their shield, how will they protect their kin? Can the unarmed stand against the advancing hordes? No. But there is yet hope. A new shield, a new sword. A new empire. We can rebuild Sandbreck, just as Great Grieger wills it.
Perhaps we could, Father. But we don't want to. Not if it is built on the broken backs of the people.
Please, let us not quarrel in the street. You must see that no good will come of this. Our fight is not with each other, but with the threat that draws ever closer to our gates. A threat that your sword has yet to rid us of, Your Eminence.
You will hold your tongue, whore. You may have filled my daughter's head with your heresy, but I will not be corrupted.
Corrupted? Your daughter's opinions are her own, as you would know if you had ever deigned to listen to her. At least I hope they are your opinions, and not posturing born of a family feud. Northreach deserves better than that.
Northreach deserves better than you, Carla. Yes, I know who you are. The slut of Twinside who bedded a Brandit.
Jealous, are you? That a woman might choose a bearer over a pious man of Grieger.
Clive! I met a swarm of thralls coming south from Oriflamme. Hundreds of them. Too many to count.
Oh, fuck. No. Work on the fortifications has scarcely begun. We will retreat to Caer Norvent and there make our stand. Did you hear me? That was an order!
While this is but a heartfelt plea, let us make our stand here and protect our homes. Protect those that we love. Together, for Northreach!
You heard the dame. What are we waiting for? Pikemen to the gates. Archers to the roofs. Quickly, come on!
They're following his orders.
But she is but a common...
whore, yes. And we'd follow her to the gates of hell.
Now you two, get your stupid family out of this town. Full of problems. Rising Reap says, Muck Chat, is there a Blishhud thing to do achievement masteries? I'm not sure. The easiest way to find mastery points from achievements, though, is to go into the achievement list, and there's a little cog, and click on that, and you can set a filter to only show you achievements that give mastery points that you need. If you don't already know about that trick, that's really helpful.
The men have their orders, and they look like following them. I got them spaced out at regular intervals. Whichever direction the thralls strike from, there'll be someone there to meet them.
Thank you, Philippe. Rest assured the people will play their part. The herbalist has donated her stock of medicines to me. Should any of your men be injured, take them to the Vale. We'll see to them there.
Thank you, milady. I will.
I'll play my part too. You still want for numbers. Unlike the enemy. I only hope I can go some way to evening the odds. Philippe, can I leave the south in your hands? I doubt the thralls by the lake were the last of their number.
Of course. I'll lead a party down that way so we don't get taken by surprise.
Oh no, Philippe's gonna die in the south.
I'll make my way up the road to Oriflamme. I fought a few of these things. And while I can't promise to hold them all back, I should be able to thin the herd.
All right, but take care.
Thank you, both of you.
You can thank us when it's over.
Till then, madame.
Belly, welcome back. Thank you for the membership. Appreciate you very much. Hello all. Hello, Bjorn. Make for Oriflamme.
I want steel in the hands of every man.
I will say, Rising Reap, if the filter solution isn't enough for you and you still want to know about the, is there a Blish HUD module? The Blish HUD Discord or our Discord, because they're also on my Discord, they can be asked there directly. But I don't know of one off the top of my head.
There are so many of them.
It's not even 10.
Is it over? No. It's only just begun.
Oh, it's a big lab. Alright, we got 2 of the healers down.
Get him.
Right up Main Street. Ah! Baja Blast! So much grunting when we use the Titan powers.
That looks to be the last of them.
That was like 13 little dudes and one big one.
Fed.
He said there were
Hurry
hundreds
back to
coming.
town.
I will say, whenever they talk about like massive numbers of enemies, they always show a very lackluster amount of enemies.
Clive, it's good to see you.
And you. The road to Oriflamme is clear. How did you and your men fare?
Well, we ended up fighting for our lives down by the lake. Took a few nicks, but nothing the girls of the Vale can't put right.
Glad to hear it.
Well, it seems we've survived. For the time being, at least. I thank you both for answering the call.
You were right. And I was wrong. About everything. I had thought that the only way to unite the people was under the banner of Empire. That without a strong hand to guide them, they would drift apart. To be borne hither and yon by the eddying currents of fate. But you brought them together. Not by force, nor by the exercise of goddess-given authority, but by simply being one of them. By knowing what they feel, because you feel it yourself.
Our purpose was ever the same, Your Eminence. You were merely distracted by a loftier vision of empire and glory, while our eyes beheld matters closer to home.
You have the right of it again, as did you, Sabine. His Radiance said it himself. Sanbreque is naught without her citizens. I forgot that, and I am sorry.
I'm sorry too, Father. I should never have taken things so far.
This is so unrealistic. Old people that work in government never learn from their mistakes and apologize. That just doesn't happen.
I only wanted you to understand how the people felt. How I felt. But my anger got the better of me.
Do not blame yourself, my dear. This was my doing. I should have listened to you. To all of you.
Your Eminence, your ladyship, I do not doubt that you came here with the best of intentions. But I believe the same could be said of us all. We all want safety, security, prosperity. Not just for Northreach, but for the entire realm. And we may yet achieve it. If only we work together. Will you join us in this?
Yes. We shall.
Thank you, Your Eminence. Now that
For
that is
all the
settled,
chicken nuggets, ship crunchies and guild dues.
Orly Vamp, thank you very much, dude. Appreciate you.
I must go and see to the wounded. The Vale's doors are always open to any soldier in need of relief. And today there are more than ever before.
Madame Isabel is a rare soul indeed. In these dark times, I see that it is not men like me who should lead the realm, but women like her.
No political figure would ever say that.
If only I'd listened to her when I had the chance.
Forgive me for saying so, milady, but you still do. The dame said it herself. We can turn things around. We just have to work together. And that goes for you, too. You're one of us now.
One of you.
Well said, Captain. Let this be a new beginning. Not only for Sanbreque, but for us.
Well, since there's nothing more to be done here, I should see if Isabel needs any help moving the wounded.
Tasha says, is Muck doing the DLC? I don't have any plans to at this moment, but possibly in the future. We'll see. Right now, I'm just finishing up the base game.
How goes the treatment of the wounded? I'd be happy to man one end of a stretcher if it would help.
You've helped quite enough for one day, Clive. Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Oh, but I must. After all you've done for this town, it is the very least you deserve.
Tell me, if Northreach had fallen, what would you have done? A woman of your means could find a home anywhere in the realm, but I sense you would rather have died here.
It's a long story.
For you, madame, I have all the time in the world.
Very well. Long ago, I had a life in the Crystalline Dominion. I was Carla then, courtesan to the nobility. So sought after was I that it was only they who could afford my time. Alas, those halcyon days were not to last. For naive as I was, I fell in love with a bearer. He was my master's guard, the gentlest man I have ever known. After they discovered us together, he was whipped bloody and forbidden from ever looking at me again. And so we fled. Not that we had anywhere to flee to. We wandered, aimless and starving, half dreading, half praying that the next day would be our last. Until we found ourselves here, in Northreach. It was the Veil that took us in, that fed us, clothed us, and healed our hurts. Those that could be healed, at least. My love was already too far gone.
He passed away.
He did. Not long after we arrived. But at least we were able to share a few moments of peace before the end. It was the greatest gift I have ever received. But the generosity of this town and her people did not end there. The men and women of the Vale supported me through my grief. Shared in it, though I was still a stranger to them. They treated me like a sister.
You, Isabel, for sharing this with me.
You're a lot like him, you know. Perhaps that is why I have such a soft spot for you. Never stop fighting, Clive. And I shan't either. I know that it will not be easy to keep Northreach together. But our efforts will be rewarded. Just look at us now. The people, the soldiers, even the Duke of Oriflamme and his daughter. All united in defense of this town that we have come to call our home. And what of you?
Blue says, anything interesting happened while I was AFK? Some nobles tried to divide the town, and then we united against a common foe, and they learned the error of their ways, and they've promised to be good boys and girls from this day forward.
On your support too?
Trust them.
Always.
DLC or not, will you be swapping to other spooky games for morning streams afterward, or is the plan to move on to something else like Ragnarok? Still waiting on word back on the Ragnarok key. I'm not sure. Whoa, Steam achievement, collect 6 signboards. Okay. I currently, only objective is to finish Nobody Saves the World and Silent Hill 2. If we finish this, then I'll be looking for something else to fill this time slot. I don't know if I should try spooky games in the morning or not. Maybe we could give it an attempt and see what happens. Also depends on the cost of the game. I feel like most spooky games are really costly for like 5 to 10 hours of gameplay. So it's been an expensive week. Because like House of Ashes and then Until Dawn were both costly, and then they lasted like a few hours. And then it's like, okay, well. Let me see. Can we go up there on the bird?
Fly, Ambrosia. Dorys is waiting for me near Balmung Dark. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by a Kashik. I need to hurry.
Standard stuff then, thanks a lot. You're very welcome. I actually said, Blue, that it was very unrealistic that the noble people apologized and learned the error of their ways, because no political figure's ever done that. How old is this game? It just came out on PC, like, last month. But it's been on console for a bit, I think?
There were no guards, I take it.
None manning the gates, no. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling with Akashic. Most likely guards left behind when the wardens ran. If Chadwick was being held here, I worry that he may already be.
Don't give up hope just yet, but let's move quickly. Let me check the ground floor. The ether's thickest there.
Then I'll search the upper level. Good luck, Sid. Stay safe.
Okay.
And all the floods inside the walls. Bad enough to turn a bearer. I hope not. Locked up tight.
That whole... okay. That whole animation was just to try the door handle? Level up. Ah, wrong button. Whoops. Recommendation concerning Kuza beast deployment. The Kuza has long been recognized as an especially aggressive species. This being the case, it was hoped that successful deployment on the battlefield might be a means of inflicting heavy casualties on the enemy. In exercises conducted this far, however, the beast has proven incapable of distinguishing between allied and enemy combatants. As such, deployment alongside regular troops is not recommended. It is proposed instead that bearer captives be deployed in order to draw enemy focus, and the beast then driven into the fray in order to achieve maximum benefit, with the minimal loss of Waluder lives.
Minimal loss of Waluder lives. And what happens when they run out of bearers? Even the Imperials take better care of their branded than that.
Memorandum on Kuza beast feeding. Recent supply shortages left us with insufficient resources to feed the Kuza entrusted to our care. Fortunately, the creature was observed to kill and consume the bearers assigned to fight beside it in a mock battle conducted as part of its training. The beast was further observed to enter a state of visible contentment upon feeding in this way, suggesting that live bearers may even be its preferred source of sustenance. While this behavior is unexpected, it is not unwelcome. Bearers no longer of use for training purposes can now be repurposed as required. Repurposed.
They were feeding bearers to it. This is even worse than I'd feared.
I looked up the Dark Pictures anthology because surely that'd be cheaper to buy in a pack, but no, it was $170. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the horror games that I've played have been like 5 to 10 hours and are like, you know, 25 to 60 bucks. So it adds up pretty fast. Balmung Dark Writ of Designation. The Kingdom of Waloed hereby designates this facility a prison for the detainment of bearers both foreign and domestic. The purpose of this facility is to rear and train a Kuza beast for deployment in the field. The aforementioned purpose is a matter of strictest secrecy, and any mention thereof is to be punishable by death. Captive bearers have been provided solely for the pursual of the aforementioned purpose. Express permission is required for use of any bearers in any other capacity.
So this place was no ordinary prison. And I doubt they'll have taken the creature with them when they fled. Nothing but a caching down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Dorys is getting on. Downstairs. But I did find out that this place was more than just a prison. Something far more sinister was happening here.
I know. I've been reading some of these documents and... it can't be true, can it? Bearers die every day in service of their masters, but this is so much worse. Pitting bearers against a wild beast armed with nothing but their wits? And all in order to bring about more death. And not just those who could fight, but the elderly, children even. And those who wouldn't or couldn't were disposed of. Whatever that means.
I'm afraid it means they were fed to the monstrosity they kept here.
Then we're too late. And I was a fool to bring you here.
Don't say that. Did you find anything else?
A key. But it doesn't fit any of the locks on this floor.
We found a locked gate downstairs.
Perhaps it will fit one of the doors downstairs. There's a corridor I haven't searched yet. Finish up here, then come and find me when you're ready.
All right. I'll be there in a moment.
The way the camera panned out behind me and you could suddenly see Joshua peeking into the frame was like he was photobombing. Okay, this was like a balcony. Does anyone know if the step in Soto's story that requires the spider meta is near the end of the storyline? Yes. In fact, originally you just finished the storyline and then it didn't even say to do the meta, and it was really confusing because it didn't make any sense at all. Release lock.
Let's see what we can find down here.
Access to the central area. Crying child.
Survivor.
We're back in Silent Hill.
She sounds close.
Oh, gray hair at her age.
Who are you?
There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone? Are there any other survivors?
Some of the guards. They're still here. But something's wrong with them. Everyone else was eaten by the monster.
Of course they were.
Thank the Founder.
It was worth our coming. But I'd rather we didn't linger. Are you ready?
Ready when you are. You poor thing. He must have been terrified.
Did Chadwick send you?
Oh, she knows Chadwick.
What?
He fought the monster. Distracted it so I could run away. He must have sent you. He promised to free the others too. Where is he? He opened your cell, didn't he? He wouldn't be here otherwise.
Chadwick.
Oh my god. If we had just been like a few days sooner.
Monster's back! Chadwick, help!
We have to get out of here.
Doris, keep the girl safe.
All right. You put that bearer-eating bastard in the ground.
Oh, hello.
They're waiting for me. I can't let it live.
Dang, boy, he's thick. Is that a behemoth?
It's got a taste for bearers.
That looks like a blue behemoth. Who's a beast? Rank A.
The beast will wreak havoc if it ever leaves the prison. I can't let that happen.
Ooh. Missed that dodge. 74,000 stagger damage. That might be a new record.
Farewell.
Notorious Mark slain. Maybe we can ignore these side quests after all. They're so bleak. Oh my god. Couple of them have been good. Couple of them have been kind of like, really? Like the one with Mid? I regret doing that one. That was so disappointing. We're gonna make a flying ship. We're gonna make a flying ship. We're gonna make a flying ship. Well, I can't do it. I guess I'll give up.
Sid, are you hurt?
I'm fine.
Where's the kid? You're supposed to be watching the kid.
No.
What is it?
A diary. I gave it to Chadwick before we went our separate ways. He was here. Do you think that creature?
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last. The girl is safe thanks to him.
Chadwick. You fool.
Come on. We have to get her back to the hideaway. We don't want his sacrifice to have been in vain.
No. Of course not. I'll see that she's looked after from now on. It's the least I can do.
Did she pick up the diary or just stare at it? Chadwick is like swallowed whole in the belly of the beast. Hello? Can someone cut me out? Hello?
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days. I hope she's recovering from her ordeal.
She is. Slowly but surely. She's far tougher than she looks. I thank the flames we found her. If we hadn't...
I know. But we did. I'm sorry we weren't able to save Chadwick.
There's no need to apologize. Without your help, I would never have found out what happened to him. How he fought to the bitter end to save her. To save Marie. That's the man I remember. The man I thought of as a brother.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past. If you don't mind, that is.
Of course. You already met my former master. She trained Chadwick and I to do two things. Kill and obey. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was ever high enough to convince her to part with us. For years, we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the things she made us do. And then, one day, we just couldn't do them anymore. So we escaped. But staying together was out of the question. They would have found us too easily. After so many years of training, the pull to serve was always strong. It scared me to think he might have taken another master, become a dagger in someone else's hand.
But even in captive...
Hello Muck, I heard you were planning a hot tub stream.
No, I was not.
Indeed, the battles he fought were his own. And he died not as someone's
Wait,
tool,
let me see if this button still works. Hold on.
as a hero.
Marie is proof of that.
Nope.
Heroes can cast off their shackles. And the curse
That was the Geralt of Rivia hot tub scene. Doesn't really work with Wizard Dennis.
breakers will show them how. I'll fight until my dying breath to see it done. For Chadwick.
Is it? No, it's behind me. It has to be in front of me.
Thank you, Dorys. We'll be counting on you.
The Breath of Darkness Gungnir. Reduce Gungnir cooldown time by 1.6 second cooldown time. Yeah, I'm gonna devote an inventory slot to a 1.6 second cooldown reduction. Dude, some of the items in this game are just so disappointingly bad. I was bracing for the whole stream to crash when you tried that. No. It was made to go with the thing where when I would turn myself into a potato, but that software's not up right now.
You alright?
Something troubling you?
No more than usual. It's just... Eda's baby will be coming soon, and I wanted to make something for it.
I'm sure she'd like that.
Back in the north, families would always make gifts when a bairn was on the way. Yeah, let the little tykes know they were welcome in their new homes, like.
So, what's the problem?
Well, the problem is that Eda's due any day now, and I don't know if I'll be ready in time.
Is there anything I can do to help?
You know, there just might be.
All right then. What exactly are we making?
A good luck charm. But not just any good luck charm.
Not just any.
No. One made from the feather of a silver chocobo. There's naught lucky in all the realm, or so we used to say back home anyway. Thing is, they're hard to come by. Had Otto and Karen check with their suppliers, but nothing. I'd try and track one down myself, only...
Only the big day is fast approaching.
Run Ambrosia. Ambrosia's not silver.
That or the bird whose horse it's attached to, aye. I was gonna start by asking around with traveling traders plying the northern borders.
Well, there's no shortage of those passing through Martha's. I think I might make that my first port of call. I'll let you know if I find anything.
You're a good friend, Clive. I won't forget this.
I think Ambrosia was supposed to be a white chocobo, but kind of grayish at this point because it's old. Or older.
Let's hope one of the merchants here has what Gav needs. Excuse me. I'm looking for something.
Oh, well, then I'm your man.
A silver chocobo feather.
Oh, or maybe not. Though you're not the first to mention the bird.
Or
around
maybe
here.
not.
There was a man stopped by the rest not long ago, claiming he was attacked by a silver chocobo near some gutted hovel not far from Eastpool. Most took him for a braggart and a liar, but who knows? Perhaps there was some truth to his tale.
We'll see. Thank you.
Speak with 3 merchants.
Just because the heavens have gone to rack and ruin, it don't mean we have to. Now, let's get this started.
How do, traveller? You've the look of a man who could do with a new whetstone. Or perhaps a bawdy etching of the Viceroy.
Maybe another time.
A body
I'm
etching.
looking for a silver chocobo feather.
If that's the case, rumours are all you're likely to find. No one has seen a silver chocobo for years. Word is they were all hunted for their feathers. Some northern nonsense about bringing good luck. Didn't bring them much, nor their bows. If any are still out there, I reckon they'll be doing their damnedest not to be discovered.
You're probably right. Thank you anyway.
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
Oh, 1,000 Akashic jars could hurt me.
There it is.
Can I help you with something?
You wouldn't happen to sell silver chocobo feathers, would you?
I deal in fruit, not fancies. But if it's fancies you're after, I suggest you try Rhiannon's ride.
Was a silver chocobo seen there?
Oh, yes. If you believe the ravings of a madman.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Zed says, I remember
Silver
watching your Guild Wars
Chocobo
2
sighted
streams.
in the hills near
Wasn't long ago, I was on there yesterday.
It sounds almost too good to be true. But since I'm already here. Ready, go?
Can hardly make it up.
Unfortunately, Muck quit Guild Wars 2 last night. I'll be back next Tuesday, but he's quit until then. Oh my god. Yeah, every time I close a game, I quit it. That's how it works.
Tracks. Like bandits for a change. More tracks. And these look fresh. The Chocobo was here. And recently. Perhaps it still is.
I hope we find the feather on the ground or something. Killing this thing for one feather feels kind of silly.
I don't hear anything. Well, I'll be damned.
Is it silver? Two silvers? Ambrosia, can you translate?
It's all right. I'm not going to hurt you. Just borrowing a feather for my friend. Thank you.
I like that.
Let's get this back to Geth before they change their minds.
I was worried that we were going to hunt this thing down, kill it, take one feather, and then just leave the corpse. That's right, we are going to hurt you. The birds. Ambrosia, translate, please.
No trouble at all.
Oh, it's Ember.
Clive, you're back. How'd you get on? Any luck?
Any luck, you say?
Crystals crack. Is this what I think it is? Where in the hell did you find it?
It's a long story.
It's really not a long story. It's a pretty short story, in fact.
Right there on the road to Eastpool. Who'd have thought it?
Everything up there's been abandoned for years. The empty cabin made for the perfect shelter. Though I fear my presence may have forced the poor creatures to look elsewhere.
Don't blame yourself, Clive. The Blight's right on Eastpool's doorstep. They'd have had to move on before long, even if you hadn't have turned up. They'll find a new home. Trust me. After all, that's what us endangered animals do. Anyway, what matters is, you managed to nick us one of their quills before they could run off. And now all that's left is to fix it to the carving.
I didn't know you could carve.
Reckon there's a lot you don't know about me. Like the fact I'm as good with a whittling knife as I am with a sword. And that bone Ember gave me's a dream to work with. What did you say it was from again? An Avis?
But it weren't your Avis, Sid. I slew one of my own at last.
So all those long nights in the pit finally bore fruit.
That's right, and Avis is what made Ember freeze up.
Don't speak too soon. I ain't done my trial yet.
There we go. What do you think?
I think if you ever hang up your scouting cap, you'll be able to make an honest living.
How will I? I should go and see if Ed is awake.
Give it my best.
You can give it to yourself. Come on.
What? Why are you giving me more work to do? Alright, so Edda's probably in the medicine place. While I'm right here, I'm gonna check the hunt board real quick, make sure nothing new has popped up. Oh god, 3 new things have popped up. No, I can't finish all of this today. Ah.
Me lords.
How are you feeling?
Well, thank you. Is something wrong?
Wrong? No, nothing like that. What it is...
Go on, please. It's beautiful. Did you make it?
We did, aye. It's from all of us here at the hideaway. Your new family, like. It's a good luck charm. We may come up north when a band's on the way. I mean a baby. To let him know that they're part of the family too. Oh, I hope you like it.
I don't know what to say. I thank you, my lords, for everything.
If there's anything you need, just let us know.
I will.
Clive, fancy a swift half? I'm thirsty.
I could be convinced.
A swift half.
Don't you think you've had enough?
No, we're celebrating. I'm gonna be a father.
Wait, what?
I think Edda might have something to say about that.
What?
You know what I mean.
Bro, you just met her. She had a husband, and he just died.
Times. Wasn't long after me 10th name day, my mum told us she was with child again. I was over the fucking moon. I was looking forward to having a little one to lord it over, what with me being the runt of the litter. Thought I'd finally have a chance to prove to the world that I could be a big brother. Imperials came the day she went into labor. Had myself a baby sister. And then I didn't.
She a
The
bearer?
whole family gone in a blink, while I hid in the cellar like the spineless little arsehole I was.
Sounds like it kept you alive, though.
Great brother I turned out to be. I'll never be a leader. And I'll never be a hero. I'm just a daft little dog who comes running when his master calls. I'll never be like you, or Sid, or Jill, or even Torgal.
The dog?
Have you finished?
Maybe.
Me pouting.
Do you know why you're our best scout? Because you don't need anyone to hold your hand. Without your resourcefulness, your courage, your determination, I don't know where we'd be. Maybe hanging off a cliff like,
That was only the once.
Exactly. You learn from it. And here you are, after Founder knows how many missions, Stronger for everyone. And let's not forget Rosalith. Who was it who freed me from the dungeon?
Oh, that's right, when Jill was about to be killed.
Who ran to Jill's rescue?
That would be me.
Because you're our brother, Gav. My brother.
Don't tell Joshua.
Your brother.
Which means that when the time comes,
I get your room. And your sword.
He's like, I'm stealing your stuff. He's like, that's not what I was gonna say, but sure.
I may have had one too many.
Then why are y'all standing next to a drop?
you may have had 10 too many.
I said I was thirsty. Better get back to work anyway. After I walk this off. Clive?
What is it?
Thanks for, you know.
I know.
I wonder if Joshua could heal his eyeball. Maybe if something is scarred over, it's too late. Yo, he's like, I've had too many to drink, and he decides to stand by this cliff.
Do you think they'll...
Okay, what else we got? Vettergeist. Whoa, there's a big fella over there, isn't there? He was peeing over the edge before the scene started. Oh, wow. Muck, I have a Guild Wars 2 question. Is there any pattern for legendary spawns in Silverways? In the... Wait, legendary spawns in Silverways? The main big bad spawn in Silverways is the one from the meta event, the Reba event. Beyond that, I don't know the others by heart.
The entire village looks abandoned. Now, which house would a bookworm live in?
A complete botany of Banes. Oh, that's right. We're looking for like one specific book here. Royal Intelligence or Training Report.
This is a Royal Army logbook. Did he take this from the local barracks?
The Folklorist Fabulary. From a distance. This is what we're looking for. Got it.
This is it. But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the hideaway.
Leave Garnick. We're probably going to get attacked on the way out. For naughty books.
Leaving so soon, stranger? We've been watching you. From a distance, so to speak.
Subtle. I know who you are.
Then we need not waste time on introductions.
I guess I should have read that book.
Hand me the book. Leave it in our care and return to your life.
Your care? Do you mean to burn it, or bury it?
That is not my decision to make. But by one means or another, its contents shall be removed from the common record.
Then I'll have to politely refuse. I won't let you erase our history.
Then we find ourselves at an impasse. Very well. The book can just as easily be pried from your dead hand.
And then he turns around.
Let's see, shall we?
Man, I am surrounded by fear and dead men. Enemy slain. Considering how we fight is incredibly abnormal, you'd think after 2 or 3 spells they'd be running. Like, what the hell?
Impressive. But we have other means. We shall claim the book yet.
Why do you want it so badly anyway?
It lays out in no uncertain terms the vanity and avarice of mankind. It tells the shameful history of the persecution and oppression of a gifted few by a giftless many. Would you say that this interpretation was correct?
I don't know.
You don't know. Your sword may be sharp, but your wits are dull. So let me answer for you. There is no correct interpretation of history. That a series of events took place may be proved beyond a doubt. But there can be no single, immutable explanation as to why they came to pass. It is a question of numbers and of belief. If enough people believe that a set of events occurred for a reason, that belief becomes the truth.
We talk about Archduke Ferdinand.
Truth. We are trying to protect people from themselves, from knowledge that would bring them naught but pain. That is all. You may keep the book, for now. The world is small. We shall meet again. Until then.
Wait.
He ninja vanished. Oh my gosh, in a wide open area like this, Batman could learn
Let's get
from
this
him.
back to Vivian. Perhaps she can explain what that was all about.
Kiwi says there are 4 legendary bosses that are random that spawn in the Silver Waste. Gotcha. I guess I've never hunted them. Good night says you gotta hang about the camp that the one you're looking to kill spawns at. Best chance is tagging it before it gets deleted.
Vivian. I found it. The book you lost.
I'll read this. No mention is made as to the name of the author. Whether that is because the title page has been lost to time or because the tome was published anonymously is impossible to say.
You found it. Thank you, Clive. Even though I asked this of you, I was not entirely sure it would be possible. I feared the executors had seized every copy.
I met with one of these executors, and I convinced him to let me keep it.
Mm-hmm.
He told me something That the truth is just a matter of collective belief. And that if enough people believe a lie, that lie becomes the truth.
It does. But it also means that the truth is not immutable. That it can be changed. Provided that those who wish to change it can convince enough people that their perspective is the correct one. As the sad history of the bearers proves.
You said that the book inspired you to become a scholar.
It did. Or its author, rather. She was a heretic, you see. A firebrand and a dissenter. A gallows stood ready for her in every corner of the realm. And by shunning society, or perhaps being shunned by it, she stumbled upon a truth so potent that an entire realm trembled at the prospect of its utterance. I, too, have always felt somehow set apart from the world of men. A stranger to my own species. She taught me that my solitude was not a curse, but a gift. And that, though my journey to the truth might be a lonely one, what I found at my destination would be more than worth the cost.
Do you still feel that way? That you're not one of us?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure anymore. Since coming to the hideaway, I find my thinking somewhat clouded. Perhaps the result of studying mankind from a rather closer perspective than I had intended. But the more I study, the more I find value in this perspective. In looking not from the outside, but from within. So if you'll permit me, I'd like to continue my work here. Remember, Clive, when enough people believe, belief begets truth. Give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth. Make them believe in you, as I do.
I'll try, Vivian. I'll try.
Quest complete. Scholar's Bonnet. One left. Journey to the Bad Bach Conservatory. Where's that? Over here. Well, I should say one left that I have in my log. Okay. Looks like we gotta run.
Let's go. Run like the wind.
God, do I have to go all the way around?
I can walk from here.
Apparently we can
This
walk
must
from
be the
here.
orphanage. Hopefully the registry is still here.
Conditioning schedule. Today's exercises will consist of the press yard, 20 sandbags for such duration as instructor shall dictate, the furnace, burn intensity to be gradually increased, and live combat, 1 to 3 hellhounds depending on performance.
Conditioning. This is nothing short of torture.
Bad Bach Conservatory Writ of Incorporation. The Kingdom of Waloed hereby incorporates this institution, wherein juvenile bearers are to be granted the opportunity to give themselves in service to the state of soldiers. Trainees succumbing to the crystal's curse or otherwise perishing are to be disposed of with all haste. The graveyard is strictly reserved for the uncursed. Bearer disposal within its bounds is punishable by death.
Disposed of? Herman wasn't exaggerating. It's a wonder he survived this place.
I've recently learned that my own daughter was among the children turned to stone by the brutal training I subjected them to. I had not so much as thought of her since handing her over to the authorities as a babe, but inquiries within the military confirmed it. It was her. I had been torturing my own flesh and blood, and now I see her everywhere. Today, one of the children smiled at me in the hope of receiving a few scraps from my table. It was her smile, the smile she inherited from her mother, the mother I killed for giving birth to a bearer. Their ghosts have all come back to haunt me. My daughters, my wives, all of them, all those children, so many have died at my hand. I can bear the guilt no longer. And so I've decided tomorrow I too must die. It will be with the last order I give those poor wretches, the last torment I subject them to. I will command them to tear me limb from limb and inter my accursed corpse beneath a white tree whose crooked hands reach to the sky in supplication. And beside me, my shame, my curse, the record of all their names, all those I wronged. Oh God. So the registry's buried next to the corpse by the tree.
This reads like a suicide note. Did the director go through with his plan? There's only one way to find out.
Oh, that's a potion. That's not it.
A forked white tree. This must be the place. Could he really be buried here? There's something hidden among the roots. Let's see. This must be the registry.
Bodbach Conservatory Registry of Bearer Losses. Okay, yeah, it just goes on and on. Names and cause of death.
This place was a slaughterhouse. And where is the architect of all this misery?
Did he become Akashic?
It was only a matter of time, I suppose. This place is cursed.
Alright, he's a big man now.
Let's try.
Baja Blast! Torgal backflipping again. Is that it?
I'm done here. Let's get the registry back to Herman.
Okay. And he survived that place.
I hear that you traveled to Ash, Sid. Did you by any chance recover the names of my fallen friends?
I did. Yes.
If I may? The bearer registry. The director was a brutal man. He got no worse than he deserved.
The registry was all I found beneath the tree. There was no sign of a body. Or any record of what happened to the children after the orphanage closed.
I pray that at least some of them survived. All their names are here. The ones we lost. My friends. My light in those dark times. I can still remember their faces. Like it was yesterday. Children who were taken from their bunks in the morning. Never to return. No explanation ever offered.
They'd be happy to know that you survived, Herman.
But why did I make it out alive? When so many others died in that awful place?
It's not your fault. And blaming yourself won't bring them back. Honor their memory. See that their names live on. That way at least. They're never truly gone.
Thank you. Sid, I'm going to write a book. An account of the horrors of Badbach, and the spirit of those its custodians sought to crush. All of Valisthea will know of our suffering, and in the name of those I lost, I will not let it happen again.
Neither will I.
These records would have been buried for all eternity, were it not for you. Thank you.
Oh, that was a darker quest for sure. The Breath of Ice Mesmerize. Reduces cooldown by 1.2 seconds. Oh my god. Dude, some of the trinkets are so... Like, I would say most of the trinkets in this game are just so bad. Alright, what is that? The reading table? The reading table has another quest. I don't know... I don't know if I have it in me to do more. I'll go look. I'll go look. Let's see what it is.
Do you think Sid will tell us about his adventures in Ash?
Doubt it. I heard he's leaving again. Then maybe when he gets back.
Say what you will, Lady Karen has seen or seen.
First the skies, then the crystal. What next?
Okay, what is this? Concern for... Oh, looks like there's two more here. Making amends. I'm aware there are matters of much greater import which demand your attention, but should you find yourself a moment, I bid you visit me in the shelves, that I might ask a favor concerning His Highness Prince Dion. And Jill, though her icon brought her much suffering, the loss of Shiva weighs heavy on her heart, and we would be poor friends indeed if we not seek to lighten that burden even by only a fraction before we depart for the skies. I would speak on this more in private. Okay, so... Oh, man. And counting the hunts, at minimum 5 more have popped up. Oh, alright. I think I'm good. I'm satisfied. I don't think I have the desire to go another few hours to 100% all of these. I think I'm good. So with that, chat, I think I'm gonna do what I normally do when I wrap up a game, because at this point there's those side quests that have popped, as well as like 3 more hunts that have popped. I'm gonna review it. I want to talk about my experience with Final Fantasy 16. Now, this was the first Final Fantasy game that I can say that I finished. And yeah, I didn't finish like every single side thing, but I did finish all of the main content and most of the side stuff. Before this, I had played Final Fantasy 1 for like 10 minutes and Final Fantasy 14 for like 10 hours, and that's it. That was my experience with this game. So now I know more about Garuda and Ifrit and Phoenix Downs and Dragoons and stuff like that than I knew before. How was the game? The game had some amazing moments. Like, fighting Titan was really epic. I still think that was the best part of the game. I think that was better than the fight with Ultima. I think that was better than the fight with Bahamut. I think the fight with Titan was like the best part of the game. It had some really cool moments. It also had like a lot of really dumb moments. Saving cats in trees and things like that. It was very, very slow paced. I really wished that it's like you'd be talking to someone in a cutscene and they'd be like, Clyde, you're here. Oh my God. It's so good to see you. And then they'd be like, I have a story to tell. And the camera would pan up to the sky and it would fade to black. And then the black would fade to light. And the camera would pan back down. And they'd be like, so, that's how it be, Clive. And it's like, oh my God. Like, I just wanted to crank it up to like 3x speed. It was just so slow. How freaking slow they talked, like, all the time. I would say that like was the biggest thing. Like, I probably could have shaved 20 hours off of the game if people just talked faster. Like, that was one of the things that drove me absolutely bonkers throughout the playthrough. I will say the combat was very fun. It was a very fun combat system. The fact that as you got like new equipment, your character's appearance never changed was a con. Even when we did the quest to get armbands given to us by our dead father, they weren't visible. You didn't even see the armbands. It was just like, pfft. So it's like, yeah, for such an expensive game, I'm really shocked that they didn't actually make like visible armor. So that was the thing. Your sword changed. Your sword changed when you changed it, but that's it. Also, the most unbelievable sheaths I've ever seen in gaming on the swords, while I'm thinking about that, because I'm looking at a sheath right now. The whole system with the icons, the abilities, pretty cool system. Pretty cool system. A lot of, you had the ability to mix and match and customize your character. This was pretty neat. Equipment, one of the most disappointing equipment systems. Like, most of the stuff here was reduced cooldown time by 1.6 seconds, 1.2 seconds. Like, almost nothing here was worth equipping. There was a couple of items, but not much. So it was, this was like almost like a placebo screen, it felt like. It really didn't do much. But in combat, the motions in combat, the dodging, the blocking, the weaving of abilities, it was fun, it was enjoyable. That is largely what kept me in it. I will say, jumping, I forgot that this game had jumping for most of it, because jumping was completely unnecessary for getting through this game. And so like the rare moment where someone's like, Muck, you could have jumped over that shockwave. I was like, I forgot this game had a jump key, man. Like, that happened more than once. The jumping felt like such an unessential element to the game. Going around the world was pretty cool. The way they did like the world map and stuff like that. It very much felt like Guild Wars 1 in the fact that like there was just invisible walls all over the place that prevented you from going out of bounds. So it was kind of open world, but not really. Like, there was guardrails all over the place. And that was fine. That's just an observation. That's just how they chose to do it. Let's see. The storytelling was pretty cool. There was multiple times. There was like little twists and stuff like that. You know, I did enjoy the overall primary story of the game. And I would say I enjoyed like half of the side quests. But the main story was pretty good. It was like a pretty cool finale with Ultima when he pulls out all the moves from Titan and Bahamut and Shiva and all of them. And then you counter all of them. That was really neat. I enjoyed that. It's definitely a very long story, you know, like, we went through multiple generations of people. Like, there was us as kids, and then some people lived, some people died, and then us as adults, and then Sid was gone, and then we were Sid. Like, there's definitely many chapters to this story, and they were pretty good. I really didn't like the ending. The whole, like, the guy that has worked the hardest for trying to, like, save the world doesn't get a chance to, like, relax and enjoy the fruits of his labors. He has to die at the end. Like, that makes me hesitant to try the DLC, because it's just like, what's the point? He's gonna die. Like, right now, I've got a quest to go help Dion. What's the point? He's dead. He's going to die at the end of the chapter. Like, it's, God. So that really bums me out. It makes me not as eager to continue as I was before. But overall, I enjoyed the story. Originally, we played this because a patron sponsored me to play it for one evening, And I liked it enough that here we are 50 hours later and, you know, we're basically finishing it up. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Trying to think of if there was anything else I wanted to cover. I enjoyed the main character. The main character, you know, being he's kind of gruff and he's like, you know, willing to help people. You know, sometimes the main character for these like, you know, anime-ish games is just kind of insufferable. This one was pretty good. I was completely okay with him. He didn't bother me, and I think that's saying a lot. Well, did you have a favorite icon? Did I have a favorite icon? Let's see. We had a Freet, Phoenix, Garuda. What was this? Rama, Titan. I liked Titan because of his block. However, like, because sometimes you could, like, do a perfect dodge and then go into a counter. And if you did a perfect block, you could do a different type of counter. However, not everything in the game was blockable. And because of that, if you were like, oh, like for example, on Ultima, I tried to do a Titan block one time and he just broke right through it and hit me in the face. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to try this anymore. So it was really fun for the fights it worked on, really, you know, depressing on the fights that it didn't. And then the Titan drill punch was really fun. That was very enjoyable as well. I found Bahamut probably the most boring. Just everything he did was lasers. Lasers, lasers, lasers. Even the Bahamut boss fight was just like dude with lasers, bigger dude with lasers, bigger dude with lasers. It was just dragon with lasers. That's it. So this one's very much like a one-trick pony. And then there was Odin. There was kind of like Devil May Cry. So yeah, I would say I would lean toward Titan, maybe Garuda for favorite icon. Those are pretty cool. I just don't know why Clive does the ASMR impression all the time. You mean whenever he channels Titan, he's like, ah! Yeah. But yeah, there was, I did like the game. Overall, we had a very long story with many layers, and it was not predictable. Like, there was some moments I predicted, sure. But, like, overall, they're, like, you know, at the beginning of the game, you know, you've Freet fighting Phoenix, and then later on we find out the boy is Phoenix. It caught me completely off guard when I found out that Clive was a Freet. Like, that was a cool revelation, and there was many such moments like that. There was a couple things that happened that were a bit unbelievable. Like when we helped the end of the Dame's quest line and the two people that were, you know, trying to lead the town, the father and the daughter, and they were like, we have learned the error of our ways and we will change our ways. And I'm like, yeah, okay, because that happens. And then there was other similar quests where just the people suddenly earned it was the people in the desert that stoned the guy. And then minutes later, they're like, we're going to make you our mayor. And he's like, yeah, no hard feelings about getting stoned. It's like, really? Really no hard feelings? I'd be like, all right, do I get a few free hits on you for that? So that was kind of surprising as well. But maybe they're just better people than I am. I would be very bitter about that. While I'm thinking about it, items. I would say this is a small thing, but I didn't like how every time you find an item on the ground, it was just a shiny ball of light. They saved a lot of money in the art department on that. Every single item on the ground was just a ball of light. So one, there was really no hidden items because you could see them all a mile away. And two, every single thing looked the same on the ground. Maybe that's just a Final Fantasy thing. I wasn't really that fond of it, but that's how they did it. That's how they did it. A lot of the cutscenes were stellar. You know, the cinematics and stuff like that. But if there wasn't any interaction, sometimes it would get kind of boring. Like, you know, we'd have these, like, example, or the phase 1 of the Ultimate fight was you, Ifrit, Bahamut, and Phoenix all fighting him, and I had to click the mouse like 4 times. It was like this epic 10-minute battle, but it was just a movie, and I almost forgot I was playing the game, and then it was like, click the mouse. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, GeForce kick you out of the session. Yeah, there was many moments where we were watching so many cutscenes that GeForce is like, you haven't moved in 10 minutes. Are you still there? We're going to kick you out for being AFK because you're using up our bandwidth. And I was like, I swear I'm still here. Like, I've never played a game in my life that has been so much movie. Like, the movie to game ratio was, like, so high in the movie side. Don't know that that's a bad thing, but it's an observation. It's an observation. But yeah, I'm gonna say that that about wraps it up. I don't want to devote another stream to just finishing up these last couple of hunts. But yeah, it was a pretty cool game. It was enjoyable. There were some that, like, dude, the blacksmith guy, I liked the blacksmith guy. He was cool. There were some characters that I would say there was more characters that I liked than there were that I hated. And that's saying something. Like, just the other day, we finished playing Until Dawn. My God, I liked, like, one character in that game, and I disliked almost all the others. This game, I would say most of the characters were likable. Like, dude, Gav, Goots, Karen, like, the blacksmith, like, there's a lot of likable folks. And they all had different personalities and stuff. I would say the writers for the game did a pretty freaking good job. They did a pretty freaking good job. Dude, the uncle, oh my God, dude, I was all smiles. Every time the uncle came in, it was like, my nephews! And he was like hugging the boys, and he was ready to, with his axe anytime it was needed. There was a lot of likable folks. But yeah, that is going to, I'm going to call it a wrap. That was my playthrough of Final Fantasy 16. And I hope you guys enjoyed it too. All right, chat. That's it. That's it for me. I'm going to say that I successfully finished it. I'm not going to say that I 100%ed it. I'm going to say I probably 95%ed it. But I'm going to say I finished the game. Mike, if you play the DLC, you get a gun. I will not elaborate on that. I live in America. I can go to my mailbox and find like 5 guns on the way there. I'm good. Guns is not a selling point for me, my friend. It is not. Like, that's why I haven't tried Power World. Like, people are like, you like Pokemon? I'm like, yeah, Pokemon's cool. And they're like, Power World's Pokemon with guns. And I'm like, you just made it worse. Like, that's a detriment. All right, chat, with that, thank you guys very much for joining me for the finale of Final Fantasy 16. I will be looking at new games for tomorrow. Actually, you know what I could do? A thought. I aim to finish Nobody Saves the World. I could pick back up on this tomorrow morning and then devote all of tonight's stream to Silent Hill 2. I know Bluebell would like that. I don't know if she's still conscious right now. I could do that. I might do that. But I'll be checking, as always, the game recommendation list that you guys send me stuff on to look for more games to slide into the rotation. But that is going to be what we are doing for the near future. And yes, Shugo, I will watch the videos and stuff that you send me after I get something to eat. I am famished. Usually my lovely wife brings me food halfway through the morning stream, but she had errands to run today, so I desperately need to eat. So I am going to be going straight to the kitchen after this. But thank you guys for being here today. Appreciate you. A few plugs on the way out. If you're new to my channel, be sure to hit that follow button on Twitch or like and subscribe on YouTube so you're notified when I next go live, which will be in about 5 hours. Going to be picking back up with Silent Hill 2. Additionally, these are links to my 2 YouTube channels if you'd like to subscribe and see all the video projects that I work on. And lastly, a very special thank you to our patrons who keep this channel alive. I could not do it without their support, and it was one of them that actually got me to try Final Fantasy 16 in the first place. But yeah, with that, I'm going to wrap things up here. Let me see if there is any other streamers that I usually, raid back and forth with to show them some support. Oh, perfect. Noxxi is breakdancing on Guild Wars 2 right now. All right, I'm going to drop a raid on Noxxi, and then I'm going to run and get some food because I am famished, and I will see you guys tonight. All right, have a good day.